The NASCAR Xfinity Series race officially concluded from Nashville Super Speedway, and Justin Allgaier puts up a dominant clinic and wins his third race of 2025. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. I just got done watching the 2025 Tennessee Ladder 250 from Nashville Super Speedway. We had quite a bit to talk about from this race. Let's go and talk about it. So at the start of the race, you had William Walsh lead the field from the inside with Austin Hill on the outside, and William Walsh got a fantastic start and was able to clear for the race lead. In the early portion of the race, William Walsh would dominate, but as the run went on, as Austin Hill started fading back quite a bit, the guy making the move was Justin Allgaier. That number 7 car was really strong, especially on the long run, and was starting to run down William Walsh as the run progressed and went on. But then, as the run progressed and continued, he started gaining a little bit of ground. The first caution, meanwhile, as the run continued on, Walsh continued pulling out, but the first caution race come out lap number 36 under the green when Parker Retzlaff and Kyle Sieg have an incident. Going into turn number 3, Parker Retzlaff kind of came down the track a little bit, then Kyle Sieg basically may have intentionally wrecked him, we're not entirely sure. He went up the racetrack and got into Parker. He spins out and hit the outside wall. That brings out the caution. Just a big mistake by two guys who showed really good speed in practice today. Tough break for both drivers whose days and chances to win were over. So then, we see a little bit of strategy in the race. Most drivers come down pit road, except Daniel Dye, Brandon Jones, Jeremy Clements, Jeff Burton, Matt DiBenedetto, and Maya Sider. And Austin Hill was able to win the race off pit road, followed by William Walsh and Justin Allgaier. And then on the restart, you had Daniel Dye lead the field from the inside with Brandon Jones on the outside, and Daniel Dye actually got a really good restart and got the lead. But going into turn number 1, Daniel Dye got really sideways going up the corner, went up the racetrack and lost a lot of track position, and Jeremy Clements got a great run, and he was able to take the race lead. And then a couple laps later, Justin Allgaier got a great run on Jeremy Clements, and he was able to take the race lead with Jeremy Clements moving up the second. And then we see the final caution of stage number 1 come out. When Corey Day got sideways coming off of turn number 2, just lost it there, spins out going off the corner, and spins into the grass. This brings out the caution in stage number 1, and coming off the corner, Justin Allgaier would win stage number 1, followed by Jeremy Clements, Matt DiBenedetto, Austin Hill, and Daniel Dye. During this caution, the guys that did not come down pit road, including Jeremy Clements, Matt DiBenedetto, Daniel Dye, Brandon Jones, Nick Sanchez, Maya Sider, all those guys would come down pit road while everyone else would stay out. And then on the restart, you had Justin Allgaier lead the field from the inside with Austin Hill on the outside, and Justin Allgaier got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the race lead. And at this point, Justin Allgaier was starting to drive away and was pulling away from the rest of the field. But then at lap number 61, the next caution of the race would end up coming out. Going down the front straightaway, Blaine Perkins had some contact with Thomas Annunziata. Thomas Annunziata went up the racetrack and got a Blaine Perkins. He spins out into the grass. This brings out the caution. Tough break for Blaine, who was showing decent speed in this event. And then on the restart, you had Justin Allgaier lead the field from the inside with Austin Hill on the outside, and Justin Allgaier once again got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the race lead. And then Justin Allgaier was starting to pull away from the field, but a couple guys were starting to emerge at this point. Connor Zilisch and Ross Chastain, their cars were really starting to come in. They had gotten some positions and track position up there, and they were contending. But they didn't really have anything for Justin Allgaier, as Justin Allgaier would come off the final corner and win stage number 2, followed by Sheldon Creed, Eric Almirola, Connor Zilisch, and Ross Chastain. And then all the lap cars that then come down pit road with Sheldon Creed winning the race off of pit road actually, followed by Justin Allgaier and Connor Zilisch. A big deal for Creed, his pit crew was doing a really good job. And then on the next restart, yes, Sheldon Creed lead the field from the inside with Justin Allgaier on the outside, and we saw a pretty good restart, kind of a little bit of a good restart for Sheldon Creed, but then the biggest wreck of the night would end up taking place. There would be a big checkup coming down the front straightaway. Christian Eckes had heavy contact with Harrison Burton. The car was destroyed, and massive wreck ends up happening, including Brandon Jones, Ryan Ellis, Corey Day, Josh Williams, Kyle Sieg, Thomas Annunziata, Anthony Fredo, and Chris Wright all end up getting caught in the incident. Tough break for all these guys, especially Christian Eckes. This is one of the best runs Christian Eckes has had all year. Just a big checkup on these restarts. These guys kind of anticipated sometimes. The leader is the one that's supposed to go. Seems like Zilisch might have gotten into the back of Sheldon Creed a little bit there. And I know Connor was not very happy with Sheldon Creed on the radio, but Sheldon does have control of the restart. You can't really go before the leader, unfortunately. Just tough break all around for all these guys, especially Christian, who was doing a really good job. And then on the restart, you had Sheldon Creed lead the field from the inside with Justin Allgaier on the outside, and Sheldon Creed got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the race lead. But then Connor Zilisch started emerging. He would go by Justin Allgaier on lap 114 of the event, and on lap 120 of the race, Connor Zilisch got a fantastic run on Sheldon Creed, got in the back of him a little bit and moved him up the racetrack, and Connor Zilisch was able to take the race lead, and he started pulling away. But then Connor Zilisch was gaining a ton of ground. But then everything would change. On lap 135, the final caution in yellow of the race would come out. William Swalch was recovering after issues on pit road. He would end up spinning off turn number 2 with some contact with Sammy Smith. He just completely missed the corner, goes up the racetrack, slides up into Sammy Smith, and spins out into the grass, bringing out the caution. Just another racer, William Swalch throws it away. Tough break for William, but man, he's got to start figuring out because it's just been a bad season for William. He has struggled this year and just has not had generally the pace and speed. When he has the pace and speed, he makes a ton of mistakes. He has got to clean this up if he's going to be a contender because he's been terrible so far this year. And then all elite lap cars have then come down pit road, with Brandon Jones deciding to come down pit road and only take fuel, with Connor Zilisch being the first guy off pit road with fresh tires. A little bit of questionable move for Brandon Jones. He probably shouldn't have been on pit road in the first place, but he could have come down later and gotten out of the way. And then on the restart, you had Brandon Jones on the inside with Connor Zilisch on the outside, and we saw a decent restart, but going in turn number 1, Justin Allgaier got a fantastic run and was able to make them 3 wide and go to the race lead, with Zilisch dropping back to second. And then at this point, it would be a battle between Connor Zilisch and Justin Allgaier. It looked to me like Zilisch at the time might have had a little bit of faster car, but Justin Allgaier knew that it was going to be very tough to pass on him. And as the run progressed and went on, you could definitely tell that Connor was starting to get a little bit looser and was losing some ground. Once he got to the traffic, as they continued to be really close together, Justin Allgaier basically started to hold on with a really, really big, small lead, but Connor would be getting runs and gaining a little bit as Allgaier's car would start getting loose. And as they got to lap traffic, this is the moment where everything would change. Connor Zilisch would basically get stuck behind Mason Massey going into turn number 3, and Connor would lose all the ground that he had gained on Justin Allgaier through the traffic, and Justin Allgaier started pulling away. It looked like there was going to be a chance and opportunity for him to get there, and it looked like we were going to get a caution for Taylor Gray, who was blowing an engine going down the front straightaway, but he was able to get that car down to pit road and finish the race without bringing out the yellow. Justin Allgaier was able to pull out to a pretty decent-sized lead by nearly over a second, and coming off the final corner, Justin Allgaier holds off Connor Zilisch, pulls out to 1 second lead, and comes off the corner and picks up his 3rd win of 2025. And a second ever win at Nashville Superspeedway. Congratulations to Justin Allgaier. Led over 100 laps in the race tonight. I think he had generally the fastest car from start to finish in this race. He was up front most of the night. He kept the car in track position. He was faster than Zilisch at points in this race. And that car just looked really good, especially on the long run. Justin Allgaier has been the fastest guy all year, but hasn't had all the results to show for it so far. But tonight, he picks up a dominating win. I knew he was going to be fast tonight. That car looked really good. He's been the fastest car generally all season so far. So continues his really strong season. Congratulations to Justin Allgaier and picking up the win and getting a really well and dominant win in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. So now, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the race results and give my score and thoughts on today's race. So Justin Allgaier picks up the win. Connor Zilisch finishes second. A fantastic run for Connor Zilisch tonight. He had one of the 2 or 3 best cars in this field. I don't think he had enough speed to get to Justin Allgaier at the end. The traffic kind of cost him an opportunity. But Connor Zilisch continues to run really well. Back-to-back top 5 2 finishes, I should say. That win on an oval is coming for Connor. The 88 team is getting stronger, and stronger. And it wouldn't surprise or shock me in the next couple weeks if we see him go to Victory Lane at Oval, because he's been really good this year. Sam Mayer finishes 3rd. A great run for Sam Mayer tonight. Ran top 5 and top 10 all night long. Lost some track position at times, but they made that car definitely better and comes home to really strong top 5 and 3rd place. Great run for Sam Mayer. Sheldon Creed finished 4th. I think he had the 3rd best car tonight, in all honesty. I think that Zilisch and Allgaier were definitely better than him, but I think tonight he had a really, really good car. The Haas Factory Team car is still looking for their first win. I think Sheldon does have a good car. He just hasn't gotten the victory, but a great run for him in 4th. Ross Chastain finished 5th. After practice earlier today, I thought he was going to have the strongest car, and he had a really good car, but with it being very difficult to pass, losing track position on pit road, he never could get up there and challenge for the victory, but still a really good night for Ross. We'll look to get that because he'll be starting top 10 in the Cup race tomorrow. Solid night for Ross. He finishes in 5th. Eric Almirola finished 6th. Expected Eric Almirola to be a factor, and was slightly a factor tonight. Didn't have race-winning speed, but he had top 5 speed. Ran as high as 3rd, lost a little bit of track position on pit road, among other things that cost him a shot at the win. So really good night for him, though. He finishes in 6th. Austin Hill finished 7th. The pit crew really helped him because that car looked really, really bad, especially on the longer run. But on the short run, that car was really, really good. So solid night for Austin Hill in top 10. Good night for him in 7th place. Jesse Love finished 8th. He was really an afterthought most of the night, but he does come home with a decent top 10 finish. Never was a major factor, but kept his nose clean. Comes home with a top 10 at 8th. Good run for him. Daniel Dye finished 9th. Remember last year, Daniel Dye finished runner-up to Christian Eckes in the truck race. This time around, Daniel Dye has his best Xfinity run, I think, all around so far. He put together a great performance. He was the best call-a car. He's been generally the best call-a car all season long. Tonight was a good run for him. He finishes 9th. Very impressed with the speed. And Carson Quaffle finished 10th. Ran top 10 all night, lost some track position as the run went on, but he still had top 5, top 10 speed all day. Comes home with a really strong run in 6th place. Good run for Carson Quaffle. Sammy Smith finished 11th. Quite top 15 run. They didn't have the speed today, unfortunately, to contend for the victory, but they do get a top 15. Corey Day finished 12th. Nice recovery for this driver, the 17. He had his best all-around weekend. Gets 5th in the Truck Series race and gets a top 15. Yes, he made that mistake, but he recovered and bounce back, and that's the most important thing. I want to see him continue to improve and grow as a driver, and tonight he did that. So I know it's not a win compared to like Kyle Larson and William Byron winning in this car, but he's got a lot to learn. He did a solid job tonight in 12th place. Harrison Burton finished 13th. He continues a lot better than Haley Deegan in this car. A solid top 15 run for Harrison. He's been really quietly having a good year in number 25. He finishes 13th. Brandon Jones finished 14th. The fuel stop and strategy kind of cost him a shot at a great finish. He had decent speed, but not great speed tonight. He finished 14th. Nick Sanchez finished 15th. Though I beat a little better tonight. He just never had the speed to contend all night long. Struggled. He finished 15th. Jeb Byrne finishes 16th. Brendan Poole finished 17th. Solid top 20 run for him. Josh Williams finished 18th. He was really surprisingly good early in this race, but he lost the handle on that car, got some damage in that big wreck. He finishes 18th. Jeremy Clements finishes 19th, and Jeffrey Earnhardt finishes 20th. Thomas Nuzzietta finished 21st. Ryan Sieg finished 22nd. Mike Snyder finished 23rd. Logan Bearden finished 24th. Mason Massey finished 25th. Taylor Gray, after his engine issues, finished 26th. Kyle Sieg finished 27th. Nick Lights finished 28th. Mason Maggio finished 29th. And Anthony Alfredo finishes in 30th. Blaine Perkins finished 31st. Chris Wright finished 32nd. Matt DiBenedetto finished 33rd. He had some sort of problem near the end of the race and came down pit road. Not entirely sure what it was, but he fell back because of that. Dean Thompson, who I think had some issues. They never really mentioned on the broadcast what exactly happened because he was inside the top 15, but I think came down pit road with issues. He finished 34th. Williams Walsh finished 35th. He was having his best career run in the Xfinity Series, but unfortunately for him, he just had the issue with the engine, spun out, so a lot of work to do, and I'm not really seeing much improvement from this guy at all. Just continues to struggle, be really the worst rookie we've seen so far this year. He finished 35th. Christian Eckes finished 36th. Guy can't catch a break, had really good speed tonight, top 10 speed in particular, but nothing to show for it. He finished 36th. Ryan Ellis finished 37th, and Parker Retzlaff finished last in 38th. So now, let's talk about the overall race as a whole, and I'll give my score and thoughts on today's race. Usually for the Xfinity Series, when we come to Nashville Superspeedway, you're kind of expecting the race to have definitely some good moments, but you're also expecting this race to be very difficult to pass. And I think we saw a lot of that tonight. It is very tough to pass at Nashville Superspeedway. A lot of these flatter tracks, it can be very, very tough. You have to have a lot of finesse, and you have to have a much faster car if you're going to make the move. If you get stuck in traffic, it is really tough to make moves. That being said, there were times tonight where I think the racing was actually pretty fun to watch, but I do think, and I think as the track cooled off, it got better, because early in the race, I didn't think it was that good, but it did improve. We had some good battles, especially up front. Because of that, my score is going to be overall a 7 out of 10, in all honesty. It was decent. It wasn't great by any stretch of imagination. Again, I don't expect much from Nashville and Xfinity. Last year's race is kind of boring and mundane. This one wasn't as boring, but it wasn't great either. My score is going to be a 7 out of 10. So, that is going to be for the NASCAR Xfinity Series race review from Nashville Superspeedway. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's go below that and comment your thoughts below on today's race. Your thoughts on today's race, let me know below. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and congratulate Justin Allgaier on picking up the win. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Yesterday on the channel, I uploaded a review on the Truck Series race, Roger Curve picking up the win, and Corey Day's really good run. I also will will be doing some other content as well. Tomorrow, we're going to have the starting lineup video for the race at the Cracker Barrel 400. We're also going to have another video dropping as well. Apologies for no qualifying video. I had to work earlier today. We're also going to do the Cup review depending on the weather, because weather could be a factor today. The Monday, we're going to have a NASCAR news video. Got some silly season stuff to talk about around Trackhouse and Connor Zillis, Shane Van Gisbergen, and Daniel Suarez. And we've also got to talk a little bit about Trackhouse, 2311, and Corey Heim and Riley Hurts and Bubba Wallace and all that good stuff. Same with Dodge and rumors around that. We'll talk about people like Haley Deegan, SVG, Carl Hurts, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Cletus McFarland, Matt Benedetto, Frankie Muniz, all the good stuff. Same with Junior Motorsports as well. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for great awesome NASCAR content, other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, buddy.